This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on Planet MicroCap. And joining me today is Paolo from Sailfish Royalty. It's a publicly traded company. The symbols are FISH, FISH, on the TSX Venture, and SROYF on the OTCQX. And Sailfish Royalty will be presenting at the upcoming Precious Metals Summit Beaver Creek, happening September 13th through 16th, 2022. And with that, Paolo, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Thank you, Robert. Doing great. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you on. So last time we had someone from Sailfish Royalty on the program, it was about, I think it was October 2020. So before we get into the update and all that good stuff, can you give us that quick overview of the company as it exists right now, and then we'll go from there?
Okay, so Sailfish Royalty is a royalty and streaming company. We have two key assets, one in Nevada and one in Nicaragua. And the company is generating free cash flow and paying one of the highest dividend yields in the space.
Very good. All right. So like I said, last time we had that interview with a member of the team from Sailfish was October 2020. So let's get that update. What would you say are some of the major milestones that the company has accomplished in the last, let's say, 6 to 12 months?
So lots changed over the course of the last 18 months since the last update. You now have a company that has exit velocity in terms of generating cash flow. So we get about $1.8 million a quarter coming into the company, net EBITDA of about, call it 1.3 a quarter. So we're generating a tremendous amount of free cash flow. We're paying a lot of that out via a dividend. We have no debt. Our dividend's currently about 5%, given where the stock's trading at the moment. We have bought back as much as 554,000 shares, if I recall correctly, in the first quarter. And since the first quarter, we've bought back over another 400,000 shares. So we've been actively buying back stock because we think it's undervalued.
Got it. So what would you say are some of the company's growth initiatives now? Are we looking at other potential royalty opportunities, streaming opportunities? Love to hear your thoughts there.
Yeah, so as I'm sure everyone's aware, there's been a number of new entrants into the space, in the royalty and streaming space. It's been highly competitive. We have been involved in a few processes whereby we're looking at assets. We've remained very disciplined, even though we've put in bids on certain assets. There hasn't been anything that's come to us in terms of what we consider an attractive return on investment based on the bidding that we've been out there. And it's important for our shareholders, which we are one of, management owns a lot of stock. And so it's important to stay disciplined in that process. And in the meantime, we're generating a tremendous amount of cash, and we're paying that out via a dividend. So it's a pass-through vehicle. But as an upside, we have, as I mentioned, an asset in Nevada that's underappreciated in our opinion in the market. And this is a fairly large asset called Spring Valley that's owned by Waterton. And we believe that asset, once the technical studies are in the public domain, people will get a better appreciation of what that asset would mean to Sailfish, and therefore that value would be added to our stock. Based on our rough estimates, and again, we're waiting for public dissemination of the technical data, we think that Spring Valley could generate anywhere between, call it $10 and $12 million a year in cash flow for Sailfish Royalty.
Very good. So then with that, from what you can tell us, and you kind of already hit on this a little bit with the growth initiatives, but what would you say is that 1 to 2 things that you'd like investors to better understand about the company or pay attention to moving forward?
Yeah, so we've got cash flow out of Nicaragua. We've got growth through the $17 million drill program that's currently happening down there through Mako. So we expect that to add ounces to their reserve and therefore benefit Sailfish Royalty. But more importantly, there's a plan to expand production. So if they double production as they've described in the public markets, that would immediately mean a doubling of the cash flow coming to us through that stream. And as a result, Sailfish would benefit. We talked about Spring Valley and what that would mean to the Sailfish shareholders and the potential impact to the stock. And then in addition to that, we're currently working through a process of spinning out a silver exploration / development company called Swordfish Silver. We've got about $4 million of a $5 million raised earmarked, albeit it's been a difficult market, but we're nearly there. And once we spin that out, we're going to be able to add value through that stock being in the hands of existing Sailfish shareholders.
Very good. With that, Paolo, where can our audience go and find more information on Sailfish Royalty?
So we have website, sailfishroyalty.com. In addition to that, we have several technical reports that have been filed on SEDAR. They're also found on the website as well. And happy to take any questions if anybody wants to reach out to us through sailfish.com.
Very good. All right. Well, with that, Paolo, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. I look forward to our next update.
Thanks, Robert.
Thank you. Again, my name is Robert Kraft. I'm your host on Planet MicroCap. Joining me here was Paolo Lustrito from Sailfish Royalty, who will be presenting at the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek, happening September 13th through 16th, 2022. For more information, go to precioussummit.com.